Live from Paradise Studios in New York, Strong Island Television presents Under the Radar, starring Randy Unger. Brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Tonight, Randy will be interviewing filmmaker James Bird of the new drama We Are Boats. Randy will also be reviewing the new horror films Depraved and Us with special guest critics Rachel Kolb, Jason Koenigsberg, and Tony Dionisio. And now, here's your host, Randy Unger.
Hey guys, I'm Randy Unger, and this is another edition of Under the Radar, back and ready for more than ever. Because last week, of course, I was in Boston marching with the Ghostbusters in the St. Patrick's Day Parade, and yeah, I'm just really glad to be back now. And on the phone right now, we have filmmaker James Bird of the new drama We Are Boats. James, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
No problem.
So tell everyone about We Are Boats. How did this film originally come about?
The film came about when I first wrote it, I started it as every character was an animal, instead of like Rachel and Caleb and Jack. They were all like animals on a farm: chicken, cow, goat, and I wanted to show how compassion works and what animals go through every day. And as I kept writing, I slowly transitioned every animal into a human and put human problems in their way instead of like a farm problem.
Okay.
And just to show how us and animals are so connected, and then how every person is so connected.
So in a way, this is like a story of reincarnation.
In a way, just reincarnation, or just like we like to think we're so different than everyone and everything. How we're all basically the same. We're all connected. We're all if you walk down the street, you'll see like 4 strangers walk by, and if you don't say anything, that's just how life goes. But if you actually stop and talk to them, you'll see that every single one of those strangers, if you talk long enough, you'll see how connected and how many things you have in common. And I think we kind of lost that. And this was my attempt to bring that back.
It's pretty deep, James. That's great. So the cast is fantastic. What was it like assembling these great actors?
The cool thing is we didn't use a casting director. I got to cast it myself.
Cool.
And, some of the actors I worked with before, some of the new ones, like I just met Luke Hemsworth for lunch, like a month before casting, a month before he signed on. So I met him, talked to him, sent him the script, he signed on.
Okay.
Uzo Aduba, she was really, really cool. She signed on. We only had her for 3 days, but that was really cool to have her.
Nice. What was it like working with Amanda Plummer?
She's great. She's the one that I've worked with before. I worked with her in my film, Honeyglue, and I actually love her so much that I don't think I'll ever make a movie without her.
Really?
And,
nice.
So much of her lines she just threw in there, and
yeah, the scene in the tent especially was really strong.
Yeah, she is that crazy. In a good way.
Nice. So, in your opinion, what makes a good drama?
A good drama is being able to relate to something. I guess it's kind of hard to relate to comedies because comedies rely on you hearing something for the first time, finding it funny and laughing. And I think dramas resonate. A good drama is where you can actually put yourself in someone else's shoes for a little bit and think about like, wow, like what if my life was like that? Or, oh, my life could be kind of like that, you know. Putting ourselves in different people's shoes, I think, makes good drama.
Okay. Now talk about
as long as you care.
Yeah. Now talk about the title, We Are Boats. Where did that originally come from?
I'm a Native American. My tribe is Ojibwe, and a lot of the belief is babies come from the mother, and the mother is the boat, you know. And, you know, a lot of religions and a lot of, like, cultures actually have that, like, we're the vessels to the next generation. And, you know, a lot of people actually thought it was a Martin Luther King quote, because he said something about, you know, we all came from different ships, but we're on the same boat now. So that's what a lot of people thought where the title originated. But and I like that. And I think there was a Mark Twain one that a lot of people thought. But mine is just Native American, like the mother is the boat, you know, and we're all just little babies.
Okay. Are there any genres that you haven't tackled yet that you'd want to in the near future?
I'm working on a sci-fi right now that hopefully starts casting pretty soon, that I'm really excited about. I haven't done a sci-fi yet.
Okay. Can you talk about it at all?
Yeah, it's called Wifelike. We're going through cast options right now, but yeah, it's about the future. It's like American Beauty mixed with like Ex Machina. So it's like a family drama, but with AI and with this futuristic telling of how women and wives are replaced by AI, because like in the future, if it's like so male dominated and men make the rules, it's like a...
So it's like a sci-fi thriller?
Yeah, sci-fi thriller.
Cool. Who do you have in mind for the leads?
I'm not sure. I'm going to see what the options are. I know the producers have a list that I think we're going to go over this week.
Cool. Okay. So I'm curious, what do you hope audiences take away from We Are Boats?
What I'd like for them to take away is, a few selfish things and a few things just as an audience. Like as an audience, I'd like for the people to think like, you know, maybe I should reach out to people I haven't reached out in a while, or maybe I should, you know, talk to more people, or, you know, say hi, because sometimes all it takes for someone's life to get better is a couple words from a stranger or from a friend, you know. Like we all have those moments where we heard the right thing at the right moment that saved us, you know. And I'd like for the film to remind people like, oh, all I have to do is reach out, or all I have to do is listen, or all I have to do is, you know, take an extra step, you know, to talk to somebody.
Now, was there any...
Selfishly...
Yeah.
What?
No, was there an instance in your own life that maybe inspired this story?
Yeah, when I was... I have a dog, and when I was walking my dog, I lived in Santa Monica, California. When I was walking my dog, I always passed by this 7-Eleven, and there was a homeless man on a bench. And, you know, in that area, there's a park, so there's kind of a lot of homeless people. And one of them was like, hey, do you have any change? And I was like, no, but there's a 7-Eleven right here. I could, like, get you a donut or something. And he's like, oh, that'd be cool. So I went and I got him a donut and sat down, got myself one, sat down, we started talking. And we were just talking about, you know, nothing really, my dog and you know, how he kind of got to this place. He was saying how, like, he'd never imagined being homeless and all that. And when I was leaving, I got up to leave, he said, hey, man, thank you. And I was like, oh, for the donut? No problem. And he goes, no. And he goes, I haven't talked to another human being in a month. And I was like, whoa, really? And he goes, yeah, I was thinking about killing myself tonight.
Wow.
And I was like, oh shit. You know, and he's like, I don't think I'm gonna now. And
wow.
that hit me so much, because I was like, all it took, I didn't say anything profound. I wasn't deep, I was talking about my dog, but all he needed was just someone to listen to him, and someone to talk to him.
Yeah. Kind of like it was actually kind of like the scene with Amanda Plummer in the tent when basically just that one brief interaction could really brighten someone's day, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And then you start realizing, like after that, I started realizing how important that is, and how common it is. Like some people just need,
just a
you
few
see
minutes.
someone like that looks so sad at Starbucks, and you just walk by and say hi, and you see a smile, and you're like, oh wow, they needed that smile.
So
weird.
Is it safe to say that We Are Boats is the first chapter in basically the Compassion series, movies that just highlight humanity and just all the positivity that can come with life? Because
I'd love it. It actually is the first vegan film ever made. We found out.
First vegan film.
Yeah, first cruelty-free film.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, so no animals were like harmed, worn, eaten, all during production. Even the makeup and hair and clothes was all vegan.
Wow. Okay. Good to know. Good trivia there.
Yeah.
So before we go, I'm curious, who are some of your filmmaking influences?
Influences. I love the way Darren Aronofsky tells stories. Just kind of out of the box. I love the way, I'm a writer more than anything, so I love like Mark Twain, Eminem, Dr. Seuss, Shakespeare. Okay. And I grew up with no dad. I never had a dad before. So every movie I ever saw as a little kid, the male lead, I always pretended was my dad. So I think I make movies just to work with my dad, whoever that is. So growing up, my influences were like Michael Biehn in Terminator, Lawrence Fishburne, and Boys in the Hood. He was my dad for a long time.
Michael
Tom
Bihn's great.
Selleck and Quigley Down Under.
Wait, who in Quigley?
Tom Selleck.
Okay, Tom Selleck, right. But Michael Biehn, yeah, he's a very underrated actor. You don't really see a lot of him these days. It's sad.
Yeah, I know, and he was so great.
Well, James, the movie's great, and I hope everyone gets to see it. Where can people see it? When's it coming out?
It comes out in 2 days on the 26th for all VOD and DVD.
Okay, and we look forward to seeing it. I would definitely see it again, and I hope everyone has a chance to view this great film. James, also, if you're ever in New York, we'd love to have you stop by the studio for an in-person interview. Yeah,
very cool. I'm gonna go next month to meet my editor.
Okay. So we'll talk for sure.
Yeah.
All right, James. The movie's great, well, and
yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Take care now.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys, so we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be back with our film review segment right after this.
Under the Radar is brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Patent pending interchange genuine gemstone and crystal EMF protection jewelry. For more information, please visit magnitudejewelry.com/gemgirl or call 718-268-6634.
And we're back. Hey guys, this is Under the Radar. I'm your host, Randy Unger. And with me I have a lovely panel of guest critics today. Mr. Tony Dionisio. Dionisio, I'm so sorry. Rachel Kolb, easier name. And Jason Koenigsberg. I got it that time, sort of.
Yeah. I've been on enough now, I think.
Yeah.
It's good.
So how you guys doing today?
Oh, doing great.
Great.
Good. Thanks for taking the time to come on the show. And, you know, I love all you guys. You're great critics, new and old. So thanks so much. Okay, so let's dive right in. We've got the first movie. And this film, it's a horror thriller that opened up the What the Fest Film Festival at the IFC Center recently. I think it just wrapped up today. And this movie is called Depraved. And basically, it's a modern-day Frankenstein, but a hipster version about a young, he was a surgeon, I think, in the war.
Yes.
And he basically is experimenting with dead tissue and creates basically his own monster, his own Frankenstein. And things get kind of crazy. So, Tony, since you're new to the couch, what did you think of Depraved?
I liked it. It had some pretty good stuff. It was a nice looking.
Yeah,
movie.
it looked good.
It was a little slow.
Yeah. Could have been a little
It was
punchier, huh?
Yeah, it was the same story. I mean, there was nothing really totally new
Nothing to
there.
sneeze at. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Characters weren't all that.
Right. They weren't
interesting.
fleshed out, right?
Yeah.
The beginning had this relationship kind of opening. I think they could have done something differently there.
Yeah.
But I like that it went in a different direction than where you thought it was going to go. Because yes, it's almost like a romance between, and then that one character doesn't, become the romantic lead in the movie.
Right.
So that, was a nice little lull you in a little bit, and just as you're getting comfortable, bow, going in different direction. So I did enjoy that part.
Okay, you like twists, I know that.
Depends on the twist. Yeah, I'm thinking of some Shyamalan movies I'm not a fan of, but and yes, I say that on purpose.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Rachel, what did you think of Depraved?
I'm kind of in the same camp that I feel like I wanted it to bring something a little bit new to the Frankenstein story. I think if you're going to take this on, it's been done so many times on stage, on screen, in literature. You got to bring something new to the table, and I don't think there was enough. I think that if you'd had something in there, it might have also elevated the acting, which I don't think was that great.
I think they just promoted this as a hipster Frankenstein.
And that's what it was. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And I thought it brought a little something different because, it's the first Frankenstein movie or story to really deal with, making it an allegory about post-traumatic stress disorder. And I
don't think they touched on that enough.
I thought they touched on it enough where that was why he was doing this, and that was why they were trying to salvage the lives that they lost.
It didn't seem as cohesive.
Yeah, maybe not, but I thought it was interesting. And I thought it was a good kind of allegory about the governments and the wars that we've started and how they're making monsters at home now.
That's interesting.
So the monsters are here. We're fighting monsters over there, but the actual monsters are being created here.
But see, I think
and that was what I liked
you've
about
given
it.
this more thought, though, and expressed that better than I think anywhere in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. You should have been a consultant or something.
I guess
or a script supervisor.
I don't know, but I didn't love it, but I was entertained for 2 hours. It did the job. It was a nice metaphor, and
it was a lot better than some of the other horror thrillers we've reviewed on this show. So it was a little refreshing.
Yeah.
So, but no, once again, the Frankenstein story, it's been told a million times, and it's going to be told many, many times more.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just enough to keep my interest, and just enough where I would say someone should see this movie.
I loved another name I can't pronounce. Alex Breaux? B-R-E-A-U-X.
Which one was he?
He played the creature.
Yeah, I thought
he
the
looked like
acting was
McConaughey, didn't he?
He had a McConaughey type vibe. Yeah, actually. If you shaved his head.
He looked like, to me, a little like Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Wait, Star Wars.
Yes.
Star
And Ex
Wars,
Machina.
Yeah,
Ex Machina,
And Peter
Yeah.
Rabbit. He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a very good
actor. He plays
actor.
a lot of the same type, but he had that resemblance to me. And I thought the characters were interesting.
Yeah.
And that's what kept it going. Like,
Yeah.
I thought the ending was a little bit of a letdown, but I thought it was well cast.
Yeah.
And, I thought the different women that the men are interacting with were interesting.
The relationship didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's
kind of a throwaway thing. Yeah.
A lot of the dialogue also felt a bit amateurish. Like, it felt a bit like edgelord high school. I'm gonna write something super edgy and throw in some swears because this is how
what about
grown-ups
what about the
talk.
line? What do you do? And he said, I play ping pong.
Yeah, well, because he doesn't know anything else. But
Yeah.
I guess if you bought that, the way he's teaching him to be Frankenstein, then that line wouldn't bother you.
In a way,
Yeah.
you could even consider this a dark comedy in some parts,
Yeah.
But I don't know, it had a hard time establishing tone and genre. And, I was expecting...
It worked for me.
I was expecting more. I mean, I wasn't disappointed. I just wanted a little more.
Yeah. As a aspiring filmmaker, they shot that here in New York.
Yeah, in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, I think
And
so.
also at the Met, definitely. That was definitely inside the
See,
Met.
I like that. That's authentic.
I was surprised they got permission to shoot in there, actually, but...
And then they basically set a house on fire with After Effects, right?
I think so.
I would assume that was, I don't know, because I know it was low budget.
Well, it's an indie film, so they can do whatever they like. Pretty much anything.
But I mean, at the end, they talked about their, I guess they used estate credits to make the movie.
Yeah.
So they must have had a decent-sized budget.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the budget for this, but it seemed like it was average,
Yeah.
But
I'd be curious.
sorry.
I think the biggest name that was in this movie was the actress who she was in Orange is the New Black, is where I recognized her from. She's like from the first couple seasons.
Which one?
She's like she's the wife of the partner.
Okay, I don't know Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
I recognize
She's
Addison.
Great show. Really.
She gets blown away at the end. She gets shot at the end of the movie, but she was probably the biggest name in it. Aside from it, I didn't recognize any of the other
recognized
actors.
Addison Timlin, who was the girl that hits on the Frankenstein monster at the bar, and then she takes him home. That scene was a little far-fetched, but it was a beautiful, young actress. But yeah, I recognized her.
Where'd you get those scars?
From Californication. That's how I know her.
She seemed kind of polished.
Okay, yeah. So she definitely was. But
Are you guys fans of the Frankenstein story? Like over the years,
course.
are you happy with the versions that they've come out with?
Not the De Niro version.
Not the Niro. I was gonna say.
I love De Niro.
So
I love Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
But not that version.
Yeah,
The Karloff version, the Bride of Frankenstein, especially.
Yeah.
Nothing tops
James
those.
Whale. You can't,
nothing
can't go
tops
wrong
those,
with that.
Young Frankenstein.
Okay, all right. Well,
Young
maybe one thing
Frankenstein's
tops
the best
those.
one,
Thank you.
Yep.
That's awesome.
The Victor Frankenstein with James McAvoy. I think James McAvoy is the best part of that movie, though. He knows exactly what type of movie he is in, and he is playing
And who
it
was the
like
other guy
he's
in
bringing
that
the
with
cheese.
him?
It's him and Daniel Radcliffe, and also
Was
from
Radcliffe Igor?
Sherlock. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait.
No.
Is the show they're on Broadway?
No.
It was a real movie.
This was a movie.
It's called Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah,
like
Victor
3 or 4 years
Frankenstein.
ago. Completely
Okay.
flopped.
Yep.
Yeah.
Came out over Thanksgiving.
It sounds vaguely.
Yeah. But
I don't recommend it, but you liked it?
Well, I love McAvoy.
I liked parts of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a very cheesy movie. If you go in with that knowledge of thinking of it as like a modern B movie,
with A-list talent.
Yes.
Because he's a good actor, and Radcliffe is
They're
a
both
good
great.
actor,
I love
but
both.
yeah, and the actor who plays Moriarty in Sherlock is also in it as well. But he's excellent also in it. But I mean,
So A-list talent slumming it in a Frankenstein.
Yeah, and the movie.
That's a paycheck.
The ending's not very good, but if it's on Netflix, if it's on streaming somewhere, it's worth a watch.
Yeah, I saw
It's a
it once,
period.
and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it like 1800s?
When
It's-
Frankenstein
yeah,
actually
it's-
took
yeah,
place,
okay,
so
so-
it's trying to be an authentic
Victor
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Okay,
Yeah.
that's probably better
Yeah.
than Is it not? It's not as good as Depraved though. Or is it like on par?
Depraved brought more to the table.
I had more enjoyment watching Victor Frankenstein.
All right.
So, but then
Pick your-
again, I tend to like the campier takes on Frankenstein than the more like straight up
Like the
serious.
Hammer versions in the 70s?
Yeah, or
Those are
of
Tim
course
Burton's
like
favorite. And you love Tim Burton's your man. So.
Yeah, well, not recently. That's why I'm really nervous about Dumbo.
All right.
That's next week,
Or
guys.
of course Frankenweenie, if we're talking
That's
about Burton
terrific.
as well.
That's the
Terrific
short
adaptation.
and the
I've only seen the short.
feature, the 2012 animated feature was terrific.
I still think the short is the more superior.
They're
but,
both really good.
But,
Yeah.
but
They're both
good.
yeah.
Are
They're
they?
both
Are you a Tim Burton fan?
Not really.
Okay. There, end of that conversation. All right, guys. So, Depraved. Final thoughts?
Good
Yeah.
movie. Worth checking out.
Worth checking out. Not great, but
no, not great.
yeah.
But if you're in the mood for a different kind of Frankenstein, a low-budget, fun horror movie that has just enough.
They should just promote it that way. A different kind of Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's. I thought it was good, like a hipster Frankenstein is the
Yeah.
perfect way to describe it.
So yeah, Rachel.
I guess I think that there's better stuff out there
Yeah,
than this.
yeah.
at the end of it, I was like, well, I could have, just rewatched a couple episodes of Shrill from this week. So, and I feel like my time would have been better spent.
When we get to the next movie, I think that'll prove you right.
Okay.
Yes.
Tony, see it, skip it, or
It aspired to be something.
yeah,
So
it was
check
sort
it
of
out.
ambitious. It was entertaining. It was okay. Anyway, all right. So now on to, in my opinion, a much better horror thriller.
Yes. Indeed.
And one of the best movies of the year so far. It's only
Absolutely.
March.
Short year.
And this is the new Jordan Peele horror thriller, Us. And basically it tells the story of a nice family who move into the mother's childhood home only to be confronted by people who look exactly like them. And we're not going to give anything away. Oh, there's a lovely image.
Yes.
The doppelgangers.
Yes, the doppelgangers. And they basically terrorize this family, and they terrorize everybody else in the vicinity. And this movie's insanely good. I love this movie.
Yes.
I don't know if it's as good as Get Out. I mean, they're very different movies.
Yeah.
Very different.
Both
This
by-
is much broader. Get
Yeah.
Out was more intimate
Yes.
and personal.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
one, African American man going into a white family, and it's his story. That's it. This is a little bit more ambitious.
Yeah. If you're comparing
much
it
going on.
to something else horror related, if Get Out was like Carrie, this is like The Shining. Because there's also so much rewatchability to it that
Yes,
there's so
yes.
many layers of things going on.
Right, Get Out,
There's good rewatchability to Get Out as
Oh,
well.
absolutely.
I noticed a lot
but
more
it's
the
for different
second.
I've seen it like
Yeah.
1.5 times, and it didn't. The second time did not really add much.
I picked up on a lot more
Did
the
you?
second time.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I liked it a lot the first time. So,
Yeah, I just love the performances. They're just worth revisiting.
the whole
Absolutely.
movie.
Yeah,
really. Like the dialogue. Like there's little throwaway lines early on that end up coming back to So I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
So
Tony, what did you think of Us?
I liked it. I didn't think I would.
Yeah.
I thought it was smart. It was a nice looking film.
Nice.
The acting was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it kind of tricked you a little bit. It
Yeah.
played dumb in the
There were
beginning.
a couple of twists in there, which were really,
Because everything that was going on didn't kind of make sense. The police not coming.
yeah, yeah.
They were dealing with something.
That's a good point.
the twists, some of the twists that it had, it didn't even matter because it didn't even change what was happening or what was going on to the family or around
Right.
them.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. Like usually a twist is so important to the plot. Here it was just like the MacGuffin, as Hitchcock would call it, the red herring or whatever, where it doesn't really change anything. It's just that there's
The acting was
something
pretty
else.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o?
Yeah.
Yep.
But finally, I pronounced the hardest name the right way.
Oscar winner, Lupita
Yes.
Nyong'o.
Yes.
And I think, I don't know, maybe an Oscar nomination here.
It's horror and it's early. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
March.
I know,
so-
I know.
But as of now, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Could be another John Goodman in Cloverfield.
That was
Cloverfield Lane
terrific. That was a
situation,
terrific.
yeah.
That's one
And
of
he
his
didn't
best
get nominated,
Yeah,
but he
and
was
he-
excellent.
yeah,
That movie was
Exactly.
overlooked, sadly.
Yeah.
Most movies that come out around this time, and most horror movies, like we saw
Yeah.
last year with Hereditary, which I know
Right.
you didn't like, so
Yes.
many critics'
That
top
stuff
10
was
lists,
yeah.
nothing at the Oscars.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is, I think, #1 at the box office right now.
Yes.
So I think this has serious
It has
award
a chance.
potential.
I think
Yeah.
Jordan Peele is kind of making his way into being like the next Hitchcock to a certain extent with these smart thrillers,
Or I'd
and he's
say more-
tackling TV
Yes.
and film
I'd say more
simultaneously.
the next Shyamalan, I'd say.
I would
He's
give him
he's
more
his
credit
own
than
thing.
that. Yeah, I would give him more credit than that.
He is entirely
Yeah.
his own thing, and
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know. This movie had some real M. Night moments to me.
I make the comparison to Hitchcock because he's conquering TV and movies at the same time with his Twilight Zone and his movies. And
Yeah.
Hitchcock was having a TV show and doing North by Northwest, Psycho, and The Birds all at the same time.
Not to mention that Peele does so much better with comedy than Shyamalan does in his movies. in my
That is
opinion.
true. Yeah, because this worked
Yeah.
as a comedy,
Yeah,
and
there's
so
some
did
very
Get Out. There's
comedic
a lot of
moments.
funny
Yeah.
moments. It's not
Yeah.
scary. If you're going to see Us and expecting, oh my God, the thrill, edge of your seat, white knuckle thriller, it's not that.
It's haunting.
It's haunting,
Right.
but it's also, there's a lot of funny moments.
Yes,
the dad, I thought was really
absolutely.
funny.
Winston Duke,
Yeah,
fantastic.
Winston Duke, that's his
Yeah.
name.
I've
Yeah.
never seen him before. Are you guys familiar?
Oh,
with
was
yes.
in- what else was
Black
he in?
Panther. He
Thank
was
you,
in
yeah.
Baku
Okay,
in Black Panther.
but he wasn't as funny and
He wasn't
quirky,
supposed to
right?
be funny.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he does have that great throwaway line about just kidding, we're vegetarians. But, yes.
Nice. Tony, what do you think of the acting?
It was
Yeah.
really good. I mean, to be able to pull off playing multiple characters like
Yeah.
that. I mean, I didn't even think that they were doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
They work great.
Especially Winston Duke, yeah.
So great. And it's a head scratcher as to what those creatures were. Were they clones?
Well, I think I know what it means.
Yeah.
But my interpretation could be completely different than anyone's,
I feel like also the more we get into this, more we're getting into spoiler territory for people that haven't seen it yet.
Well, you could easily look at, there's clues. The opening shot to me was one of the best opening shots in a movie, because it's that old tube TV with the VHS tapes, and what VHS tapes are sitting there? Chud. Perfect.
Cannibalistic humanoid
underdwellers.
Right.
Okay. So Chud was there. You had Nightmare on Elm Street, The Right Stuff, and The Goonies. So it was just so perfect, that opening shot, and then the commercial with the hands across America, the commercial with all the different faces of America, the different colors. I love
1986, by the way.
1986, and so obviously that ties into the plot, that ties into the message of what he's trying to say. It's a very, to me, this was a very political movie.
Okay.
What color are their jumpsuits?
Red.
Exactly.
Right.
So the policies of Reagan in '86 coming back, creating problems, and now it's, the people that have been overlooked, the people that have been shunned, are now sort of coming back to haunt us and face us.
To steal
and we
a line
have to
from
face them.
Goonies,
The
this is
history
our
teacher
time.
comes out.
I guess the history background comes out.
Yeah,
but I really think it was a very politically charged movie.
Right.
Even more so than
And kind of
Get
subtle
Out.
in some parts, too.
Oh, definitely.
That's why it warrants repeat viewings.
Yeah. And the rabbits, I mean, what do you think they symbolize? Because I have my own interpretation. But what do you guys think?
I had no idea.
Yeah. Like, are we like are human beings in a farm? And they're like
You're not
cloning.
wrong.
And rabbits are often used for experimentation.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
There's another one.
So
You both have different thoughts than I had.
Yeah.
So when you're
I thought
born,
it was drugs.
they take your DNA and they create a clone.
I don't know, but I thought it
It's
was
not a spoiler, it's
Alice
a-
none
it's
of
a
this is
hypothesis.
spoilers. None of this is spoilers. But I thought the rabbits. I thought Alice in Wonderland, the Jefferson Airplane, White Rabbit. Okay, I thought that maybe it was something with the drugs and the poverty and the lower class, and that was just they're trapped in those cages. And then they're getting out, or maybe it could be like the ending of The Favorite, where the rabbits are multiplying. Okay, and the problems are multiplying.
Yes.
Slightly different movie.
Very different. Well, they both have a sarcastic tone.
Yes. And of course the tie-in to Get Out with the opening song being Run, Rabbit, Run.
Oh, okay.
Nice,
Yep.
right.
Very good.
Just
All
watch
right.
every single Jordan Peele project is going to have rabbits in there somewhere.
Wow. Okay.
Now
gonna be his calling
Peele
card.
started off as a comedic,
Yes.
Key and
comedian,
Peele,
yeah.
Comedy Central, yeah.
So-
Great show.
That's where
Great
I know
sketch
him from.
comedy, yeah.
Yeah, and then he kind of evolved into
It was a quick
horror
evolution.
master.
It was a very quick. He won an
Right.
Oscar on his debut film.
It's like
yeah.
weird seeing him associated with movies like this.
Good for him, though. He
Yeah.
produced Black Klansman.
Yep.
Okay.
He thought about directing that at one point.
That would have been insane.
So, yeah. I mean, I think everything worked out well the way it was, but
Yeah.
that was, one of his films that he was considering.
Good film.
to direct. Yeah. So.
So Tony, are you a horror buff?
More sci-fi.
More sci-fi? Okay. What are some of your favorite sci-fi?
Alien.
Oh yeah, that's good too because that's a sci-fi horror. So it's a
Yeah.
nice hybrid.
It's the best
One
of
of
the hybrids. Yeah.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah. Groundbreaking.
Absolutely.
You guys horror buffs?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this type of horror is definitely what
Yeah.
speaks to me. The stuff
Psychological, for
like
sure.
this and stuff like Get Out that really has something to say about life today and about like the things that do scare us.
Yeah.
The whole notion of course, with the characters, the notion of imposter syndrome, that you're living someone else's life, or that there's someone elsewhere that's living the life that you should have been leading, which ties so much back into
These
Elizabeth
different
Moss's.
dimensions. Okay, yeah, it's like Rick and Morty or something. But I was thinking, like, how about that? It's kind of obvious. You're your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Because they're fighting themselves.
Well, yeah,
They're
look
chasing
at
after
yourself in the
themselves.
mirror.
You've
Yeah.
got to look at yourself in the mirror and you've got to overcome yourself. And so that's a little obvious, but I mean, that's one of the things that you could look at this and say, that's what Jordan Peele's
As far as the
trying to say.
political aspect, I don't really look at that when I sit down and watch a movie.
Yeah.
I want to be entertained. I try not to beat myself over the head with that.
Yeah. Jason's a little more analytical, I guess, in that respect. It's
But if
fine.
you saw that,
Doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean, but I
true.
mean, sometimes you see certain colors or certain things.
Yeah.
And it's,
That's true.
he could have made those jumpsuits brown, could have made them black, he could have
Right.
made them anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red. Yeah.
Well, red is more on the evil side.
And
Color of blood.
It's kind of symbolic of communism.
Or communism, or
know.
Republicans. Okay, so
Could
however
be
you want to
any-
look at it.
yeah, and it's really amazing that the Jordan Peele's made something that people can look at and take so many different things away from it,
Yeah.
and take so many personal things away from
And
it.
until he comes out and says explicitly what it means, which he hasn't
And
done yet.
I don't think he should.
I don't think he should either. No, it
Absolutely
speaks for
shouldn't.
itself.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
never.
think?
Yeah.
Do you guys think there's a sequel coming?
Oh,
or-
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Just look
No.
at
If he does,
look at
great.
the last
If not,
scene.
we'll see how. You know what we'll do? We'll see how his career goes, and if his next 3 or 4 films flop, we'll get a Get Out 2, and we'll get a Us 2. Okay,
Isn't
but
that the way it always goes?
that's how it's
Yeah.
going to go. But I don't think he's going to
But
touch
this is number one at the
for-
box, and
Yeah.
and the ending. It seemed
I
like
love the final shot.
Yeah.
I love the opening shot, and I love the final shot because
Yep.
it's spread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's apocalyptic.
It's
Yeah.
exactly, which is
Right.
much broader.
And if
more
they just, I guess
ambitious
if they
than
just
the
leave
one.
it that, if they end it there, then it's a little more. That's more. There's scarier.
Now it's up to us to fix it. Okay. Now it's up to us to do something to,
Oh, they're in real life.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. To
Yeah.
make the world a better place so that it's not. Yeah.
So it's kind of like life imitating art, imitating life.
It's. I mean, I felt
Yeah.
that way at the end of some of the best films of last year. Black Klansman, The Hate You Give. They gave you this movie. It had this message, and now the responsibility is on us. What are we going to do with it? Okay, we've got to take that to the next level, and whether that's voting or participating or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
the
Well, that's-
responsibility is on us.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what true art is supposed to do. It's to inspire change.
and that certainly I think is what he was going for. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
And of course, also with the last shot, the fact that depending on which side of it you're, the whole thing of whatever side of a conflict that you're on, you can either see that ending as like a triumphant uprising, of people
Or
that
the total
have,
opposite.
or
the total opposite.
or an invasion,
Yeah.
as
Or
like
invasion,
most
yeah.
of the movie is portraying
An
it.
invasion where the seeds were planted
Yeah.
in 1986, in
Yes.
the Reagan era,
Right.
and now we've lived with these policies, and we've turned a blind
Yeah.
eye to all of this.
And it just blossomed
and
into
now,
hell.
and what did it
chaos.
look like standing there with the helicopters and stuff flying over them? Looked like a wall, didn't it?
It did.
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, the other thing that I was
Looked like
going to
the
say
Great Wall
about
of the
Looked like a little bit like the Great Wall of
But yeah, no, that's
of redness or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
more Trump symbolism.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yikes.
Yeah.
but the fact that it was set in 1986, did you notice the Easter egg in there about the film that they would have been making down at the boardwalk at that time?
No, what was that?
It would have been
Lost
Lost
Boys. Okay, because that came out in
and
'87.
it would have been
That came out in
at
87.
that boardwalk. Yep.
Okay,
That's
excellent.
true,
Wait.
That was the carnival, right?
What was
Yeah,
the
when they're at the
background
carnival, there's the throwaway line of, "Oh, they're looking for extras for a movie
Let's-
they're
let's see if
shooting
we
down
can
at the
sign up. Yeah,
boardwalk."
yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
The Lost Boys.
That's funny.
Yeah, 'cause that was
That's
filmed
cool.
in '86, released in '87. Good,
Well,
good movie.
That's a
Yeah.
great movie.
That's
Very
his
good
age.
movie.
That influenced him. So
Yeah.
You're going to see it in this movie.
Along with
Yeah.
Chud.
Yep.
Chud.
Yep.
I
had that VHS.
yeah.
Yeah, Chud. Okay, yeah.
I actually never saw Chud until a few nights
It's
ago.
not that good.
It's very cheesy.
It's
awful.
Daniel Stern,
Yeah.
John Hurd. Yeah.
Both in Home Alone, by the way.
Correct. Interesting.
Like,
Interesting. Yeah.
Something familiar about these actors.
Yeah. They're in another movie.
I was
together.
like it was like a mid '80s horror movie set in Manhattan. I mean, it doesn't seem like that would go wrong, but it was just very, very cheesy.
Very cheesy, very
Yeah.
low budget. Did you ever see Chopping Mall? It reminded
Yeah,
me of that,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Chopping Mall better. Yeah, with the
Dick
little
Miller.
robots. That's right.
He
You're
played
Dick Miller.
the janitor.
Your boy.
Yeah, the late great Dick Miller.
He was in another movie also with John Hurd and Catherine O'Hara, who were both in Home Alone. You ever see After Hours?
Was that Scorsese?
Great Scorsese. It's
Okay.
just one true comedy, a
Yeah.
dark
Yep.
comedy.
Well, the King
all
of-
in Soho,
Yeah.
all filmed in New York. Great, underrated Scorsese.
After Hours?
movie.
Okay.
After Hours.
I
yeah.
saw King of Comedy.
That's a great
like
one
a few
too.
months.
Yeah,
that
that's-
was great.
See, that was a little more famous because it had De Niro, it had Jerry Lewis, it was a bomb, it flopped.
Yep.
After Hours was kind of like an indie, and that was the first Scorsese movie where he didn't have anything to do with the script. He was a director for hire, and he was just, it was a job, it was a paycheck.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do this because he wanted to make
It's
Last
Keitel?
Temptation of Christ.
Is it Harvey
Keitel's not in
No,
After Hours.
who's the lead?
Griffin Dunn.
Okay, I like
Yeah,
him.
he's a very
American
good underused
Werewolf
actor.
in London. Right?
Exactly,
he's
yeah,
great.
My Girl.
I saw him at the airport once.
That's cool.
Yeah, and someone was waiting for him with a sign, like a limo
Did it say
driver.
Griffin
Yeah,
Dunn?
it said
Okay, I
Dunn.
wouldn't stand next
yeah,
to
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that was pretty
That's
cool.
cool, yeah. But no, that's a very good New York City underrated
Okay,
movie.
I
Underrated
love
Scorsese.
if it's
movie.
shot in New York, if it's gritty, like
It definitely has that gritty Soho 80s look
yeah,
to it.
That's
yeah.
yeah. You a big Scorsese fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his movies.
Some favorites.
Uh,
The usual.
Just about all of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I don't think he's ever really done
he
a.
never
I've
really
always said he's the
disappointed.
only director that's never made a bad movie.
Right.
He's never. There's even his like the movies that are maybe the lesser films of his,
Like Gangs of New York.
I love
Really?
Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
You named one of my 10 favorites.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
one of my. You named one of my absolute favorites.
Just
I haven't seen it in a while.
Just for Daniel Day-Lewis's mustache alone.
But also for someone who likes New York and New York history,
Right.
Yeah.
when else have you seen that side of New York shot like that?
Yeah. That's
true. Yeah.
The closest I can think is
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in America. But that's still 20, 30, 40 years later. This was 1860s New York.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Was
way
it
they
the
shot
5
that.
points?
Yeah, that was incredible to see that downtown New York at that time. I love the way he
Did they film
recreated
it
that.
there?
No, it was all Cinecittà, Italy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I was going to say a lesser Scorsese. I was going to say Color of Money. Maybe
Okay.
Paul Newman won an Oscar
Yeah,
for
won the
that.
Best Actor,
Yeah,
86.
which he deserved it too. But that shows how great Scorsese is. That's one of his lesser works.
Yeah.
I'm not as fond of this movie as other people. Wolf of Wall Street.
I see. I love.
I liked it. I liked it.
Overrated.
The more that
I
I,
didn't-
the more that I watch it, the more I like that movie.
I've only seen it straight through twice because
Okay.
I have friends of mine that swear by it and love it, and I got the point he was going for after the first 20, 30 minutes, and it's all excess. But it's a movie about excess, so I got it, and I did enjoy it, and the performances are fantastic.
Yeah,
It
DiCaprio's pretty
kept my
damn-
attention for 3 hours, obviously. I can't take that away from it, but I wouldn't say it's Goodfellas, Taxi
Yeah.
Driver,
No.
Casino, it's
Mean Streets.
No, or even After Hours, or
Yeah.
even
And
Gangs
Margot
of New
Robbie.
York. Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie
She's
was
very good.
fantastic.
I think it
yeah.
was the first role of hers that I was like, okay, she's
Made her a
she's
star. It
decent.
was the first role that anyone really stopped to pay attention to her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, Tony, they were both here for the Oscar show we did like a month or so ago. What do you think of the Oscars? I'm curious.
I didn't watch them.
You didn't watch them? Okay. All right, might be a good thing.
No, I was working.
Yeah.
Good in some ways.
Did you catch any of the nominees or
Not really.
no? Okay.
No, didn't really pay attention.
It was actually a pretty good year for movies. But,
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't know that from looking at the Oscars for the most part.
It wasn't.
but,
It wasn't the train wreck though that I expected.
Correct.
It to be.
Yeah,
It
I was
definitely not.
disappointed with Green Book winning, which we
Yes.
talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still could have been worse. It could have been Bohemian Rhapsody.
I thought that was well. They're
didn't
very
have a
different
problem with
movies.
Green Book.
You like Green Book? Yeah,
It was fun.
no, it was good. I just don't think it wasn't Oscar.
I
worthy.
liked your quote.
Yeah,
It's
oh.
the kind of movie you could watch on an airplane and
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
that's good, and then forget about it. It's not
Basically,
Best Picture.
yeah,
It's not
it's-
life-changing.
It's
yeah.
watchable. It's good. It's great
It's
performances.
Driving Miss Daisy for 2018.
But yeah, flip.
They just switched seats.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. That was all I saw, and that was all. And that's what everyone's comparing
What did you
it
want
to.
to win?
Of the nominees, what did I want to win? Black Klansman and Roma. Those two. Those were my
Yes.
two favorites.
I
Yeah.
finally saw The Favorite, by the way.
Oh,
okay.
Just this past week, finally saw The Favorite. Really enjoyed it quite a
Yes.
bit. I would not have picked it for Best Picture, but I definitely see like why it was up for the script.
Screenplay was
of
phenomenal.
course, like the acting was
You thought
phenomenal.
Olivia Colman should have won
She
Oh,
did
she
win.
was
over
wonderful,
Glenn
yeah.
Close? Okay, she did win.
Yeah.
Granted, I have not seen The Wife yet. That is still on my list. To
I
see.
would give it to the wife.
I would
give
have
the
given
edge
it to
her,
Close, too,
But
but-
I would have given it to Melissa McCarthy over any of them.
Yes,
No, I love
that's
that movie
true.
as a whole, but I
Yeah.
don't think she deserved an Oscar for
Wow.
that.
Okay.
No, he
It was
did.
a strong year for women.
Yes.
It was a very
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
year because, once again, my favorite, Tony Collette, wasn't even nominated for
Yeah.
Hereditary. So.
Was that? I don't think it was nominated for anything.
No,
No,
of course
no,
not.
It should have been up for sound design at the very
Yep.
least.
Yeah, like
so.
a Quiet Place.
Quiet
Yeah.
Place was nominated for that, but did not. Yeah, did not.
Oh wait, what won Best Sound?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Nice.
It got a great soundtrack.
It-
Does
hey.
that equal best sound? I don't know. That's
Well, there's sound editing and there's
and
sound
mixing.
I don't really know the
sound
difference.
editing. Usually, this is what I've learned.
Yeah.
It usually goes to the films that are like the Michael Bay action,
Right,
loud,
or Jurassic
Avatar
Park,
type films,
Star
Jurassic
Wars.
Park.
Yeah.
That's what sound editing usually goes to. Sound mixing is usually the more harmonious musical film. So that
Yeah.
would have been
And
like
I
a
could-
Bohemian Rhapsody.
And I
Yeah.
could have seen for that one,
Okay.
of course, because they had the difficult task of mixing together Freddie Mercury's vocals along with Rami's, along with the sound alike that they had that was the Freddie Mercury
Okay.
sound alike. I could see that. But sound editing,
Yeah.
especially when you have Quiet Place in the mix there, it just doesn't make sense.
I'd
So,
give it to
so
Quiet
mixing.
Place,
So would you say mixing and score are like kind
a
of?
little more similar, but then
Yeah.
the score is just the music.
Right,
What,
right.
what did win best score this year? I think
Oh, goodness.
I think it was Black
Black Panther.
Yes,
Okay,
Black Panther.
and that's like the
Yes.
only one where maybe I kind of was humming.
I
the
don't even
theme.
remember the
There's
music in
very
that.
movie music is suffering right now.
It's
Also,
sad.
what's the last great soundtrack that you really walk out
The
humming?
soundtrack of Us has been sticking.
Us is
with
a
it.
good
The
one.
theme from Us was fantastic,
Yeah.
and
Us was
the
a
music
good
throughout
Well, I thought
that
the
movie.
soundtrack, like the actual songs, were pretty damn good.
Yeah,
The
yeah, and-
last movie I saw, I walked out humming, but it wasn't the soundtrack. It was the music. The not the score, but the soundtrack. Gloria Bell. all
really?
80s pop songs.
Oh, cool.
So, and you don't have to be old to like the 80s pop songs.
Well, you know what?
yeah.
I'm actually really looking forward to Dumbo, which comes out this week.
Yes.
And I'm
Very
a
excited.
huge Danny Elfman fan, so
I
I'm
know,
really
he's
excited.
your favorite. He's your John Williams.
Because when he does circus music, he does circus music, and it's
Besides Batman Returns, when else
great.
has he done?
That's my favorite score of all time.
Besides that, what else circus-wise has he done?
Oh, circus-wise?
Did he do Pee-wee?
He did Big Top Pee-wee.
Okay, yeah.
He did Big Fish.
Okay, that had circus
Yeah.
stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did something for Cirque du Soleil, which is really good.
Have you seen the new show that he's going to be doing? The play that
Gary?
Yes,
Yeah.
Gary. Have you heard about this?
I've heard about it. I'm trying to get a press ticket to it, but
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Danny
I would
Elfman has
love
a show?
to see it.
it's the first Broadway show that Danny Elfman has had his hand in.
Yes,
So,
and
he's
it's
score-
Nathan Lane.
Oh, he's
and
good.
basically, it's the guy cleaning up at the end of Titus Andronicus. You know how basically that show ends with everybody dead.
It's a sequel,
And
basically.
he's the guy that's left alive that has to clean up the mess. Literally, the
A sequel
curtain
to
opens.
Titus.
Yes, the curtain opens, and there's
Bodies
just a
everywhere.
pile of bodies.
Oh, God.
Just
And that's
stacked
supposed to be
up.
Nathan Lane.
It comes out
That's Nathan Lane.
in April, I think.
Yep.
The best play I ever saw was Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick and the Producers back
great
in
show.
01. Yeah.
What did you think of the movie version of
Good,
that?
but not as good as the show,
Oh,
and not
oh,
as good
yeah.
as the
The
Gene
original.
Wilder.
Yeah.
Not as good
Yeah.
as that Zero Mostel, but it was still good. It was
Yeah.
still worthwhile.
Speaking of Broadway and plays, Beetlejuice is coming.
That's
Yes,
a play.
it is.
It comes
Yeah.
out in a few
Yeah.
days.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
You're
should
gonna
be
see
interesting.
that.
Tony, are you you're a Beetlejuice fan then?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
That's my time, the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little too young when it came out to like appreciate it, but we had
I
the
saw it on HBO
We had the
over the
VHS
years, yeah.
at home. Even the cover scared me.
Really?
Yeah.
I
that
don't
was
remember.
Oh my god, that movie.
Yeah.
That scared you, yeah?
Yeah, it was creepy. Michael
It
Keaton
is
in
creepy.
makeup.
Yeah.
when you're 4 years old, yeah.
Yeah, they just added it to Hulu streaming recently, so I
Oh,
got
cool.
a chance to revisit it. So
That
it
movie's
still holds
insane.
up.
Yeah, he did a great job in that.
That was
Michael Keaton.
Michael
Yeah.
Keaton.
that came out last year. Would have been the 30th anniversary.
Correct. 88. Yeah.
And I'm surprised I really didn't hear of any like special screenings.
This is the 30th anniversary of Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh my god.
So,
yeah.
If we're going by that, yeah.
Let's have a screening party right here.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It still holds up pretty well.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not a perfect film,
No.
and Batman Returns isn't perfect either. I think Returns is a little more polished, and I think it's
Well, probably had a bigger budget.
it did much bigger.
Had
yeah.
more faith in it. Yeah, but it went darker.
I
Batman
think the
Returns
first
is
ones,
definitely.
they're both kind of
The
equal.
Penguin is just so dark.
It's
yeah.
dark, but it's
Yeah.
cartoonish at the same time. You know, it's
Yeah.
like a kind of like a cool
I don't
comic
like
book
two.
vibe.
I don't like Returns as much as one.
Interesting.
I like one, the Joker.
I
Jack
mean,
Nicholson. That's
the
one
Joker
of his
alone. I mean,
5 best roles, and that's saying
Yeah.
a lot for Jack Nicholson.
Right, and it's weird.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what when he passes away. That's one of the ones we're gonna look at him and we're gonna remember him for that.
Yeah.
Cuckoo's Nest,
Cuckoo's Nest,
Batman.
Shining, and Batman.
and as
Yeah.
good as it gets, maybe.
I would do
Yeah, you know what? I think definitely they would grab the clip of make me want to be a better man. That would,
about
that would
5
get
Easy
grabbed.
Pieces.
Or
There's
you
so many
can't
great
handle the
Nicholsons.
truth.
Or that one line might make it there.
Oh, what a
if you
night!
could, man.
He's like pretty much retired, right?
He
Yeah.
hasn't officially. He's
where is
supposed
he?
to be doing an American language remake of Tony Erdman, but I read that like 3 years ago, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The last thing
What's
I saw,
gonna happen?
he was that James L. Brooks
Yeah, it
movie.
was supposed to be
Yeah, which
awful.
was not good.
He's, like,
I
in it for
saw
2
that
seconds.
It's
one.
Reese Witherspoon,
It's very
and
He
bad.
plays like her father or
I don't
someone's
know.
father.
I never
It's
saw it.
very
I heard
bad.
it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, no interest. I mean, Something's Got to Give was pretty decent.
That was
I like-
18 years ago now. I see, that was a long time ago.
Yep.
Yeah, 01, 02, 03.
That's like
around then.
his last memorable role, but he has a
Oh
pretty
no,
good.
The Departed.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Departed.
That was
He's
Departed.
great in The
Yeah,
Departed.
The
Oh,
Departed.
Yeah.
The Bucket List.
Eh.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. Yeah, Rob Reiner was on
Yeah.
fumes at that point.
Yeah. Meathead.
But Jack Nicholson, it would be nice to have him come back. And
Yeah.
he turned down the lead in Nebraska. He turned
Yeah.
down the lead
Oh,
because
wow.
he worked with Alexander Payne in About Schmidt, which I would
Yeah.
say
That's
is
a
one
great
of his
movie.
5 best films.
Very good movie.
I mean, that's the most human he ever played.
The
like,
scene
the
where
most-
in the hot tub with
Oh
Kathy Bates.
God! Yeah.
It's
There's
cringeworthy.
so many great scenes in that movie. He's
Yeah.
fantastic, and it's a side of Jack Nicholson we had never seen.
It's kind of
before.
vulnerable. Yeah.
So very vulnerable,
Yeah.
and so I really like that performance of his. That would
Another
be-
actor from that time period, Gene Hackman.
He's retired.
He's,
He's
he's
officially
retired, and
retired.
he stayed retired.
Like
Yeah.
Sean Connery,
Yeah.
he's officially retired.
I
yeah.
go-
Hack.
What?
The Hack.
Oh, the Hack, yeah, the Hack.
Gotta call him that.
I tried to reach out to his publicist like a couple months ago, and they said he doesn't do any interviews anymore.
I don't think he's done anything for the last movie. The last movie he did.
Welcome to Mooseport.
Oh my God! We're only going to be talking about it because it's his last movie.
I had to shut that movie. It was so bad. It was painful.
It wasn't very good. It was better than Connery's last movie.
Yes,
League of Extraordinary
League of
That was
Gentlemen.
good, actually. No? Really?
No.
Good and terrible.
I thought it was just a fun
I even
ride.
liked Connery's Avengers better than that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just fun.
And I'm those that know me, I'm a huge James Bond fan. I'm a huge Connery fan. But
Nice.
that was a little rough to watch.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
That was a fun performance. Yeah, that
Definitely.
was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
The Rock, Hunt for Red
Oh my
October.
God, The
those are
Rock.
two of my favorites. Yeah, with him.
The Untouchables.
He won an Oscar
Yeah,
for The
The
Untouchables.
Untouchables.
Yeah, and then he made
Zorba
a
the
lot
Greek?
of
No.
movies. In the '70s wasn't a good time for him, but he made a lot of movies with the late Sidney Lumet, where he was fantastic. The Hill, The Offense. He's so good, and no one's seen these movies. And it's Sean Connery, a different side of him. Really, really, powerful, strong actor.
I mean, but even though he is considered pretty much the best James Bond, I kind of like Roger Moore a lot, too.
Roger Moore was different. He
Yeah.
was fun.
Right.
He was happy. He
That
was,
was-
he was
Yeah.
a
Comic book.
romancer. He was,
Right.
he was the
And
ladies'
the action
man.
sequences he was
They
involved
were
in.
sillier.
Yeah, I love
Connery was a little more tough. Connery,
Right.
and I think Daniel Craig is that way as well.
Yeah, he's a little hardcore.
Yeah, so.
Is he the only Bond? Like, is Connery the only Bond though that's done yellowface, or any of the other ones fall into that category?
I think
Because-
he's the only one
okay.
where they did an operation on his eyes.
I'm
for
pretty
You Only Live Twice. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
only one that did
Wait a
that.
minute, Connery had what done?
He
For
did-
You Only
he
Live
did-
Twice. He has
did
to go
yellowface.
undercover.
Oh, okay.
And they do
Yeah.
something
That was
to
a-
his eyes.
That
and
was kind of one of the weaker ones.
I loved it because that's when he meets Blofeld
Donald
for the first
Pleasance.
time. Donald Pleasance as Blofeld.
But
Yeah,
the movie as a whole, not a fan.
I liked it. They go in the volcano. They go into there's so much fun stuff going. He dies at the beginning and then comes back.
Now, I kind of prefer Diamonds Are Forever.
Diamonds Are Forever.
That was
I like
fun.
too. People ripped that one apart.
And
But
that
that
was-
was his at the time. That was the biggest paycheck any actor ever got.
And that was his
What
last.
about Moonraker?
I like
Moonraker.
Moonraker. That's Roger Moore.
I
yeah.
think The Spy Who
Yeah.
Loved Me is one of my top
That's
three.
probably Roger Moore's best. I also like A View to a Kill. Not enough
That's a
people
fun
like A
one.
View to a
Even though he
Kill.
was about 60 years old in that.
He was old,
Having
but
sex with
Christopher
a-
Walken was the good villain.
blimp.
The blimp, Zoran,
Yeah.
the tycoon, the Silicon Valley
And
tycoon.
at the
Yeah, it has
beginning,
everything.
the beginning scene, they when he was doing the skiing.
Oh, that was great. The
They played-
snowboarding
they
with
played
the
the Beach
California
Boys.
Girls. Yeah. that was a really fun one. Was it California Girls by the Beach Boys, or was
wish
it the
they-
David Lee
oh,
Roth version?
I think it was the Beach Boys.
Okay,
version.
yeah. Because David Lee Roth did a remake around that time in the mid '80s.
So Spy Who Loved Me, then Moonraker, and
Were you doing your best Roger Moores?
no, I'm just listing them in memory. For Your Eyes Only was pretty good.
That was a very good one. The only Roger Moore I didn't like was Octopussy.
Yeah,
That one
yeah.
was just silly and stupid.
I liked the opening with the plane going through the
Okay,
warehouse.
that was good.
That was a great
That
opening.
was good. But then it's circus. You like your circus stuff.
I-
Maybe if Danny Elfman did the score, it would have been better. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
he was still with Oingo Boingo at that point.
He was. And they had some
Yeah.
good hits. You ever see Back to School? Which
Parts
I thought
of
of a lot with the news with Lori Loughlin and Felicity
Yeah.
Huffman.
You saw that
I
meme?
I was
wanted.
seeing a lot
It
of
made me
memes
want to
going
go
around,
back
yeah.
and watch Back to School. One of my favorite
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield comedies.
Yeah.
That's a
And
good
Oingo
one.
Boingo is in that.
And he scored the movie too.
Danny
That
Elfman
was-
did score
That
that?
was one of his first scores,
Okay.
1986, I think.
Yep, it was '86. Yep.
His first was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That was '85
Yeah.
or
85.
Okay.
First Burton Elfman collaboration.
And then they did all of them except for Ed Wood.
Ed Wood.
Well, that was
and
Howard
Sweeney
Shore.
Todd.
I didn't like Sweeney Todd.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think of another non-Elfman Tim Burton film.
You would know. You're the
Yeah.
Tim Burton expert.
It was basically Sweeney Todd. And
Did he do the music for the kids one, the
Peculiar
X-Men?
Children?
Yeah. School
I
for
didn't like
Peculiar
that
No,
one.
he
Children.
didn't actually.
I
He
didn't
didn't
like
do
I
the
think that was
score for
that
that
was
one.
somebody else. I'm not sure
Yeah.
who, but yeah.
Yeah, I
Did
feel
not-
like it's better when they're together.
That was with Samuel L. Jackson as the villain, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Sharp
I know Eva Green, who's now
Eva
in all of
Green,
Tim
yeah.
Burton's
She's like the new
movies.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. She's talented. She was a
Yeah.
great Bond girl in Casino
good.
Royale.
She's really good.
She was Vesper Lind. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Daniel Craig's first.
Yeah,
Bond
she's
girl.
good.
Yeah, I think she's a fantastic actress. Yeah.
Right.
No, The Dreamers. You ever see that movie?
Did not.
Bertolucci movie. Really good movie.
She likes to get naked.
Yeah, I'm just a little hesitant with Dumbo. I'm kind of excited. You got Keaton in there. You got DeVito.
Yeah.
I mean,
Batman Returns reunion.
Yeah,
Colin
right?
Farrell.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell's yeah.
Eva Green.
I mean,
Right.
and you have baby elephants in there. I
Oh.
mean, how could you go wrong with that?
Now, this is the first.
Easily.
Now, this is the first of at least 3 cartoon to live action Disney movies
Coming out this year. 'Cause
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
The Lion King, you got Aladdin,
Yeah.
and what else do you have?
Oh, we've got Aladdin, Lion King, and Dumbo.
Yep, those are the 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no more? Okay.
Not, to,
Not for this year, anyways.
All right, yeah, because I keep hearing
That's
about
enough.
all that
Yeah,
stuff,
that's
so
enough.
That's plenty.
We don't need any of them, but whatever. All right.
And speaking of enough, we only have a minute left.
Yep.
Plugs?
Plugs, guys. What's going on? Anything you want to talk about, Tony?
No, not really. Just
Yeah.
working on some stuff.
Yeah.
But
Nothing you can.
I was happy to be here. This
Oh
was
yeah,
great.
yeah. This was fun.
Yeah, you guys know a lot of stuff.
We try.
Yep. You can find me on Twitter. My handle is @Rachel E. Kolb, and you can find my theater writings on ludusnyc.com.
Nice.
And you can follow me on Twitter, Jason K. Critic. I'm on Facebook. And you can check out all my reviews and more at my website, Pan and Slam, www.panandslam.com. Shout out to Arondo Holmes. Happy birthday.
Awesome, guys. And also from our sponsor, we've got some plugs for Magnitude Jewelry. April 10th is the Mindy Psychic Fair in Plainview, Long Island. April 28th, the Awaken Fair in Tarrytown, New York. May 7th, the Psychic Fair in Plymouth, Massachusetts. May 11th, the Holistic Fair in Chicago, Illinois. May 16th, the Boom Business Expo at the Hilton Hop Hog in Long Island. May 19th, the Psychic Fair at the Hampton Inn. And June 19th, the Psychic Fair at the Courthouse Marriott. And also, it's a bit of a sad it's not news, but 2 years ago I actually lost my 13-year-old cousin, and I just wanted to give a shout out to him and his family, and tell him, I love you, and I'm so sorry to your family, and it's a horrible thing, and I know that you're watching right now, so thank you for that. And guys, again, I want to thank you. And we'll be back next week with more Under the Radar. So thanks so much, guys, and take care.
Cheers.
Under the Radar is all new next week with more movie reviews and interviews on Strong Island Radio and Television. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.